Have you ever heard the quote, if you can imagine it, you can create it? I love that one. That's what we're going to talk about today. Actually, that's what we're going to experience today when we play the Imagine It 10 Times It game. We're going to play the Imagine 10 Times It game. It's a really fun game and it really helps your business. So, hi, I'm Laura West. Welcome to Joyful Business TV. I am the CEO of the Center for Joyful Business. I'm a creative mindset and business success coach, author, speaker, and for over 20 years, I have been helping conscious, creative, sensitive, and ambitious entrepreneurs who want a different way to run their business. That it's not about soul-crushing strategies and hustling 24/7. It's really about supporting business owners like you to help you find your voice, your creative power, and your authentic marketing style so that you can show up, claim your message, claim your movement, and really step into being a leader of your business in a way that feels really good and feels in alignment with who you are naturally. So I do believe that when you feel good, you do good. And that's what we're all about here at Joyful Business. And what we'll be talking about is how to make money doing meaningful, life-changing work that you love. We're also going to talk about conscious, creative marketing and business strategies, ideas to grow your business, passion and purpose in your business. How do you make money doing work that you love? All sorts of rituals and mindset shifts. So that's what we're going to be talking about today, is we're going to play a game that's going to help you with a big old mindset shift that's going to lead to some great action. So if you are here live, what I do is for 30 minutes, I'm going to share on our topic for today, and then I'm going to open it up for you at the bottom of the hour, where I'll be here for questions, conversations, love to hear about you and your business and what you're up to. And today I'd love to hear about how you would 10 times it in your business and what's coming up for you around that. So today is going to be a really fun show. We're going to use the power of play and imagination to really stretch that idea of success. It's called the Imagine It 10 Times It game. So I know sometimes it can feel kind of weird, like, why are we playing a game? I got to go make some money. I need to get some clients. I need to get my marketing done, right? Things like that. Well, what I believe is that when we can play a game and really get into that play and just use the power of our imagination, because our imagination is, it's really a tool of our soul. That's what our soul loves, to use the imagination to come up with possibilities. And then what happens is those possibilities start giving you some inklings of some other ideas and start getting you in alignment with actions that start shifting your energy, shifting your confidence. And then all of a sudden you're ready to take some actions. The other thing about the Imagine It 10 Times It game, I know sometimes with all that's going on in the world, and gosh knows there's a lot of things, all different levels for people globally. You know, my heart just goes out to so many people who are dealing with so many things. And, you know, we each have things that are showing up in our life and certainly in our world. And that's even more reason why we need you to dig deep, really dig deep, and find that place where you can open up your possibilities, where you can get into positive alignment with overall the world is good, overall good things happen, overall the universe has your back. I like to call this the universal abundance current, that we get into the flow of the universal abundance current, or the UAC. So that's what we're going to do today with the Imagine It 10 Times It game. So there is a way that we can approach ideas in our business with kind of the same old energy of what's possible. So, all right, I'm going to do this. I'm going to host a retreat, and it'll be the same as it was last year, the same as it was the year before, and I'm going to make X number of dollars. And that can be good, right? Stability is good, right? Consistency is really good. But what if you dreamed bigger, right? What if you took an idea in your business and you dreamed bigger? What if you dreamed wider? What if you dreamed wilder? What if you dreamed deeper, right? More colorful. All right, we're going to talk about what that looks like. So we're going to play with your goals and your projects today. So the first step in the 10 times a game is I want you to write down some specific goals, intentions, projects that you know that you want to commit to for the year. So just take a moment and write down, here's how much money I want to make this year. Maybe you have a goal of how much money you want to make in the next 90 days. That's always a good one. Maybe you want to lead a retreat, or you want to write a book. Maybe you want to launch that new program, that new group mastermind program you've been talking about, or a new group training program. Just take a moment to write down a couple of those ideas. Maybe you want to launch and host your own TV show. You can do that right here with Win-Win Women. I know for me, I'm creating and launching a new website. I've launched this new TV show. I've launched a new Radiance Mastermind program. There's always things that you're launching and you're getting ready to do. So think about those for a minute. Maybe you're creating a new free gift for your website and you want to build your list. Maybe you want to get 5 new clients for the next 90 days. You can tell I'm giving you ideas and examples because I really want you to write down a couple of those, and I want you to pick one to work with as we're talking about it through this TV show. All right, let's say that let's say that you have a goal that you want to make $10,000 in the next 30 days, and that this is maybe a stretch for you, but it's not totally unrealistic. So you can insert whatever number it is you want, but we're going to play with the $10,000 because that's a really common goal. A lot of people want to get their businesses to a consistent $10,000 a month. Maybe your goal is 15 or 20 or 30 or $50,000 a month. You can play, and you don't have to be realistic. Actually, that's part of what makes it so fun. So stretch yourself and let yourself just play with it, because this is part of the fun of the game, is that it stretches you into possibilities. And I'm going to lead you through where the magic is with this. All right, so let's take one idea. So say you want to make $10,000 in the next month. And so then you could imagine, what would it look like if you had 10 times the number of clients for that, to make that goal? What if you had 10 times the amount of support? So you can 10 times it anywhere that you want. So if your goal is to make, an extra $10,000 this month, what if you made $100,000 this month? I know that might seem crazy. Don't leave. Just play with the what ifs, because it will lead you to ideas. What if this month you had 10 times the support? All right, I'm giving you different ideas of what 10 times you can bring. So you've got your goals, and then you have this idea of, all right, what would I need? So like 10 times, what if you got 10 times the visibility? What would be possible in your business? What if you made 10 times the connections? You use the next month to make 10 times the connections. What if you had 10 times the growth? All right, let's take a real example here. So let's say, this is popular with a lot of my clients. Let's say you're launching a brand new card deck in your coaching business. You've worked with an artist, you've written the little booklet that goes with it, you've created it, it's been shipped, and they've landed. And now you're sitting here with oodles of card decks, right? And you're wanting to really get this message out in the world, because your card deck supports, this Oracle type deck supports your message. So playing the 10 times a game, what if you would like to sell, what if you think, oh, I can sell 100 of these? But what if you were to 10 times it? What if you could sell 1,000 card decks? All right. What if maybe you were thinking of selling 1,000 card decks? What if you 10 times that and you were to sell 10,000 card decks? Okay. This is not where the exercise ends. Okay. So don't get all worried, like, how would I do that? I know your inner protector is going to come up and say, what are you talking about? I don't know how I would do that. I don't know how. Oh my God, I can't do it. Just suspend that. Just almost imagine that you can pull those negative thoughts, set them aside for right now. Imagine setting them aside, and let's just play with a couple of magic questions. All right. So what if Your goal is to sell 10 times the amount of card decks. You're going to sell 10,000 card decks. So there's two magic questions. The first one is, what would you need to do to sell 10,000 card decks, right? And of course, you're going to do it in a way that is authentic and soulful. Okay. You're not selling your soul. That's not the answer. Okay. So if you were to sell 10,000 card decks, we're just going to brainstorm and get some ideas going around this. Let's say your list is 1,000 people. You have 1,000 people on your list. So you would need to sell, just playing with the numbers, you would need to sell everybody on your list, 1,000 people, 10 card decks. Okay, that just seems crazy. That might not be realistic, right? That everybody on your list is going to buy 10 card decks. But you see, like, the golden idea here is not so much how do I get every single person on my list to sell 10 card decks? It's, what if I got people to buy more than one card deck? That's a really unique idea, right? It's not just trying to sell them one-on-one. So what if you gave them a deal to buy 3 decks and encourage them to give 2 decks to friends or clients? All right, it really is possible. I just had a client who published this gorgeous, gorgeous card deck, and I bought 3, right? I bought 1 for me and 2 for some clients who are getting ready to renew their program with me. All right, how else could you sell multiple decks? What if you sold your card decks to companies, right? So what if you had a company who bought 100 card decks for their employees? That'd be kind of cool. Then you'd only need, how many companies would you need, to get to 10,000? So what if you sold it to a bigger business with more employees, and in one sale, they bought 1,000 or 10,000, sorry, 10,000, we're talking about 10,000. Sorry, I saw my computer flash, so I got a little bit worried. What if they bought 10,000 in one sale? Oh my gosh, that goes way beyond your list, right? That's just one company that you have this really great connection with, and they bought it for everybody in their company. What if you collaborated with other people and they shared your card deck, right? Maybe 100 colleagues would share and sell multiple decks, right? So there's lots of ways of doing this. What if you got into indie bookstores and on Amazon? Of course, on Amazon, you could sell a lot more, right? But you also do the marketing. You need to do the marketing to send people to Amazon to be able to buy it. So what if you sent samples to big names and who these card decks would be in alignment with as a gift, and just see if they would endorse it or see if they might recommend it or want to be an affiliate partner for it. All right, those were a lot of good ideas. It really isn't about I must 10 times every goal and sell 10,000 card decks. What it's about is that the imagining of 10,000, of 10 timesing it, actually gives you new ideas, and it opens up a whole new way of thinking. Now, here's the thing. We have a second magic question, all right? Not only do you want to, that first question is, what would I have to do? The second magic question is, who would I need to be? So who would I need to be in order to 10 times the sales on my card deck, right? You would need 10 times the courage. What does it feel like when you have that kind of courage? Can you think of a time in your life when you've had huge amount of courage? What does that feel like? What if you stepped into 10 times your leadership? How does a woman feel who stands in her leadership 10 times, her leadership, and looking at how powerful that message is? You would, lots of times we're bent over, our heads scrunched up, we're looking at our phone, we're looking at our computer. That's not how the woman who's 10 timesing her powerful leadership would be. She would have shoulders back, chin would be up a little bit. She'd have a smile in her eyes. She'd have that glimmer of possibility on her face, right? She's at the ready. So think about, what would it be to stand in 10 times the leadership? What if you were to open up 10 times your creativity? What would that look like? 10 times your creativity. Well, to be 10 times more creative, you might need to practice your creativity, right? You might need to set some time to practice your creativity. Like if you want to write better emails, write really creative emails to be able to sell those card decks, you want to open up your creativity. So you might need to spend a little more time on your emails, right? You might need to have some conversations, maybe 10 times the conversations to get into that creative flow. Maybe you would hire a coach that would give you these ideas and help you open up your creativity. And that would be 10 times the commitment to your business, right? 10 times the commitment to your business by hiring a coach. What about, this is a favorite one. What about 10 times, what if you were to 10 times your staying power? This is a popular one. This comes up a lot with my clients is what if you were to 10 times the staying power to your idea? Not that you're going to go down the drain with an idea, kind of thing. But the idea is, what if you just stay a little longer with an idea, with implementing it than is comfortable and really stretch? So maybe you 10 times your comfort level and you don't just run away and hide or give up or procrastinate. Again, this comes back to hire a coach, work with a coach, right? I was just working with a client the other day and she was in resistance. She was having a serious case of, I don't want to, she didn't want to do the things that she said she wanted to do. She was in overwhelm and she was in major resistance, right? So what I know is that you can't always coach that when somebody is caught in that cycle, that vortex. So what we did instead was we did some grounding techniques and she got her nervous system calm so that her mind cleared, her energy settled. And then we found the opening and she refound her commitment and her excitement and was able then to say, yeah, here's what I really want to do. Here's what I want to say no to. Here's what I want to say yes to. Also remember that stretching doesn't always have to be bigger, like more numbers. It could be more money, but it could also be more love. What if you 10 times the love to your clients? What would that look like? Like, how much fun could that be to 10 times love on your clients? You might be really generous. You might create meditations and send that out to your clients. You might create some sort of cool offers. You might use that creativity that you're also 10 timesing it, right? To share really cool creative messages just because you love your clients. What if you allowed yourself 10 times more support? Oh my God, how crazy would that be? I find a lot of women, this is a hard area for them, is to allow support. What if it were 10 times easier? Who would you have to be to let it be 10 times easier? You would hire more support. You might ask for help, right? You might ask your coach and say, hey, I don't really have it all together. Here's something I want to work on. You might ask a colleague for a recommendation or a referral. You might let go of some control and let yourself have some fun in your business. All right, we're going to talk about another example. What if your goal is to have a workshop? And thinking about that workshop, you want to 10 times the faster enrollment, to make it faster and easier. So that's kind of interesting, right? It's like, what would you have to do to make enrollment easier and faster, right? Maybe what you would do is offer even better, juicier bonuses for people to sign up right now, right? Like you would just go over the top and offer some sort of irresistible, got to say yes to this offer right now, because, oh my gosh, she's giving away something that is so useful, so tangible. I can use it right now. I have to say yes. See how this gets you thinking a little bit different instead of like, oh, what kind of bonuses should I offer for my workshop for people to sign up? When you 10 times it, all of a sudden you're like, ooh, I've got some cool ideas. So let's talk about another example. What if you were to 10 times your revenue from last year? 10 times your revenue from last year. So if you made $100,000, you would make $1 million, right? All in 1 year. What if you made $10,000 last year? You'd make $100,000. Again, the numbers don't matter. You get to play with the numbers and just stretch the numbers. And what I want to say is that you always want to be playing this game with your money goals, right? Because you want to pay attention to your money. You want to play with your money. You want to expand your capacity to have conversations about your money. So if I said anything about money already, that's like, oh my God, $1 million, or yeah, heck yeah, I want to make $1 million. Just really pay attention to that. If you ignore the money, money ignores you. Money has energy. So whatever it is that you wrote down, like what was your money goal for this year? Then what if you 10 times it, right? What if you just, like, for kicks, 10 times it? Now, again, remember, this is not about 10 times your revenue goal so that you can then feel like a failure because you didn't meet that. That's not what we're doing here. What we're doing is just giving yourself a play date so that you can imagine, what if you 10 times your goal? And then you go through that fun process, asking the 2 magic questions. One magic question is, what would you need to do? So what would you need to do to 10 times your money? Well, you need to get more clients. All right. So you want to take a look at, what is your client setup? Do you need to have an enrollment process? Do you need to ask for clients more often? Do you need to make it more obvious that you work with clients? Do you need to go to past clients and see if they want to come back? All right. So you think about all the different ways that you could get more clients. Another way to 10 times your money is to raise your prices. You could also create a group so that you can make more money in less time and really leverage your time. So let's say that you want to raise your prices, right? So what kinds of things would you need to do with that? So, there's just raising your price, but then there's also like, well, I could create a package, right? Maybe I could add some new, not just raise my price, but add some new things into the package. Maybe I'll add monthly meditations, or I'll, excuse me, or you'll, add, it just depends on what you're creating, right? You might add extra private coaching time. You might add classes, things like that. You might add other specialties into it. You might add a book every month. Like, there's all sorts of cool ways to create programs and packages. So, but what you want to do is brainstorm that idea and make sure that you put time on your calendar to do that. So if you wanted to get, let's talk about that group idea, right? That idea of one way to 10 times your money is to get more people into a group so that you can leverage your time and also make great money with maybe like a mastermind type thing. So that second magic question is, who would you need to be in order to make 10 times more money this year? Who do you need to be? So you would need to be more open and more trusting. Maybe you need to believe more wholeheartedly in the universal abundance current. If you were going to have a group, you would have to believe and trust, and be a person who believes and trusts that what you have in this offering matters, because that's going to impact your marketing, right? When you know that it matters, that's the fuel behind your marketing. Who would you need to be? You need to be courageous and creative in your marketing. Nobody wants to be hit over the head with a bunch of boring emails that say, come join my mastermind, come join my mastermind. They want you to educate them, entertain them, be creative, tell stories. So you would have to be more creative. You would have to be more of a leader in your message around your mastermind, right? You would have to be more brave and courageous, and maybe take some new actions in your marketing that you hadn't thought of before. You might have to be really brave in raising your prices. If you have a group mastermind, another way to 10 times your money is to raise the prices. And you'd really have to have, excuse me, have to have faith that as you're spending more time in your marketing, maybe you're spending more money on getting support or spending more money on hiring a coach, that that faith is going to come in. You have to be a person who has more faith that what it is that you're doing in your business matters, and that you're going to make a difference for people when they join your program. All right, so you've got the imagine it 10 times a game down. You've got the 2 magic questions. Who would I need to be in order to 10 times it? So you can brainstorm ideas and new creative approaches and possibilities. You've got the second magic question, which is, who would I need to be in order to 10 times this program or your goal? The third piece in this is that you want to create your 90-day plan, because it's really great to play the imagine it game and have fun with this. But this next part is that you want to make sure you put it into action. All right. So pick one or two things that you're going to 10 times it. Usually it's good just if you're doing 10 times it to just pick one. Write that at the top of your page. And then I want you to write down out of all those different action plans, like who am I going, what would I need to do? I want you to circle what are the things that you're going to do to help increase. It doesn't have to be 10 times it, right? That just gets us thinking about it, right? But what would you need to do to really increase it? And then who would you need to be in order to increase it? And I want you to circle the things that you're committed to, because it's really easy to think about those things and then never do it. And then get your calendar out and put some time down. So if you're going to create a new mastermind, a group mastermind program, when is it going to launch? Put that on your calendar. When are you going to market it? Put in your marketing on a promotional calendar. When are you going to design it? And, you know, set a date with yourself so you actually have time to design it and create it, price it, all those good things, and then start creating some of the marketing. All this needs to be calendarized, right? So I love to get my sticky notes out, my promotional calendar, and then bring them together and have a big old planning session, right? Have a creative retreat with yourself so that you can really expand this whole 10 times that idea. Again, and just let yourself play with this idea of 10 timesing it without attached, like you're curious and really committed to what if, but then you're not attached, like it's not pass or fail if you 10 times it or not. The 10 times it gets you to stretch your imagination and come up with new ideas. All right. I hope you liked that part of the program today. I want to introduce you to another one of my favorite ideas that I love to talk about with all of my clients. It's the way that I start almost all of my trainings and programs, is this idea of creating a joy flow, a ritual around joy flow sightings. It really is a powerful success ritual. And what I mean by that is joy flow sightings is where you take the time to scan your week and you look at your business, your life, and you notice and you write down, like, where's the joy flowing? What's working? What's working in your business? So often we focus on what's not working, or we focus on the to-do list and you're like, yeah, I did 3 things, but I didn't do the other 27. Write down the 3 things, right? The 3 things that you did do. Write down the celebrations, the successes. Positive psychology, one of the fundamental elements of principles around positive psychology is to focus on how you can broaden and build on your successes. And so that means you need to take time to really acknowledge and expand it. So take a moment to write down at least 3 things in your business right now, 3 things you're excited about, 3 successes, 3 things that worked. Maybe 3 brave actions that you took, or 3 synchronicities. For me, I have an amazing synchronicity. When I was traveling in Atlanta last week, I met with a colleague who had just gotten back from Costa Rica. And I wanted to meet with her and hear all about Costa Rica, because I have had for years, I've had in my vision that I want to lead a retreat in Costa Rica. Well, after I got back from my trip to Georgia, Atlanta, where I was meeting with a bunch of different people and seeing family and friends, I had an email. When I got back home, I had an email with that exact retreat center that she went to, that I've been eyeing for over a year, and they had a special on a retreat. So guess what? I'm going to Costa Rica in 2 weeks. Costa Rica, baby. Yes, that's the kind of thing that happens, right? These are the synchronicities, and you want to reinforce that and acknowledge that so that that energy expands, those possibilities expand. You don't just say, oh, that was kind of interesting, or, oh yeah, that was great. You want to be in that universal abundance current, in that flow. That synchronicities happen to me all the time. All right. What else? You know, I've been wanting to upgrade my TV show. Here's another joy flow sighting, and create a new intro and outro. And I had a client who introduced me to her daughter, who's a TV producer in LA. And we had the most wonderful, amazing conversations, right? She gave me great ideas. I'm super inspired. I know exactly what I'm looking for now. And that was the magic of that, right? It doesn't always have to be like related to money or something like that. It was just an amazing, inspiring, informative conversation. So go ahead and write your joy flow sightings. It's a great ritual to do each day, or at least at the end of the week on every Friday. All right, so I hope you have enjoyed our show today. We've talked about the 10 times it, Imagine It game, and joy flow sightings. So thanks so much for watching today. I do want to let you know that If you want more resources, you can go over to joyfulbusiness.com. I have a free gift right there on the homepage. You can also search for my Joyful Business community that is in the Facebook group, and just search for Joyful Business Community. All right, I hope that you join us and continue to join us each week. And until next time, thanks so much. It's been great to be here with you. Thank you for watching this episode of Joyful Business TV. I want to invite you to get more creative strategies and support for growing your business. You can start right now by activating your abundance mindset with a really powerful creative visualization that will help you get into the universal abundance current, one of my favorite things to do. And you'll also get a companion 7-day journal that will help you create a daily habit of co-creating with the universe. These are two powerful resources that you can get started right now to help grow your business and activate that abundant mindset. You just go over to activateabundancegift.com.